Having surgery can be a daunting experience. You're going to be unconscious while people you don't know fix part of you that you haven't even seen. But how many people does it take to conduct an operation? The main players you can think of are a surgeon, the person making the cut, and the anaesthetist, one who makes sure you don't wake up when the cutting happens. But they can't do it on their own. A standard operation that doesn't involve things like x-ray may utilize up to 8 people. There's the anaesthetist and their assistant, and then you've got the surgeon and their assistant, plus 2 registered scrub practitioners and a circulating practitioner who can be a registered practitioner, but is usually a well-trained theatre assistant. And then once that person has had their operation, there's also a recovery practitioner who will look after you immediately following that operation. So would it surprise you to learn that up to 6 of those 8 people could be from one single healthcare profession? I give to you the operating department practitioner. So how does it work? Well, an ODP, like the USW students you see here, are trained across all 3 areas of operating department practice. Firstly, in anaesthesia, they have the challenge of making sure that the patients, or the parents of those patients, if we're talking about pediatrics, feel safe and secure in the care of both them and their anaesthetist. And they get about 5 minutes to do that. So how do they do that? Well, it involves a good knowledge of anatomy and physiology, particularly in the cardiorespiratory systems, as well as applying that knowledge to help use and maintain the machinery and equipment that keeps you alive. We manage this by stripping down anaesthetic machines, showing our students how they work, and then having them race in groups to put it back together in working order. This, plus helping them simulate the use of other anaesthetic equipment, helps develop their skills before they even see a patient. Well, what about the surgical side then? Well, firstly, our students learn the basics of circulating for surgery. That's preparing everything outside of the sterile field, ensuring they know how to operate the equipment, as well as positioning patients to ensure that they're safe and stable for surgery. Then comes the surgery itself. Here, our students learn the role of the scrub practitioner. It's a really important role for maintaining sterility of the instruments, but also ensuring that the operating surgeons have the equipment they need at the very moment they need it. Well, how do we do this? Well, we have our students practice, don't worry, not on humans. They learn how to undertake certain surgical tasks so they can better understand and anticipate the difficulties that surgeons face. They also continue learning anatomy and physiology across all body systems so they're aware of what is being operated on and therefore what a surgeon may need at any given moment. This doesn't all happen in the classroom and simulation though. Training requires thousands of hours of placement experience over the course of their degree. What's more, thanks to improvements in technology, ODPs are constantly learning and developing to new surgeries, instruments and techniques, so this will be a lifelong learning. This learning will also come in helpful when our students undertake the 3rd surgical role, that of the surgical first assistant. Here, our students will be utilised directly as an assistant under the supervision of the operating surgeon, whether that be a consultant or a very highly skilled registrar. So what happens at the end of surgery? Well, the anaesthetic ODP along with the anaesthetist will help undo all the sleepy stuff and make sure that you are awake and safe enough to transfer to the recovery or post-anaesthetic care area. Here's where we find our 6th and final ODP, the recovery practitioner. It is the job of this ODP to ensure that your vital signs are stable, that you're awake, not in too much pain or experience too much nausea, so that you can be transferred safely back to the ward to complete your journey and do whatever rehab you need to. Sounds very easy, but what happens when everything goes wrong? Well, we have that covered too. There is a reason that ODPs became such an asset to the NHS during COVID-19. The critical care skills that they're able to demonstrate are ideal for emergency scenarios and for those critically ill patients. At USW, we develop our students' ability to adapt to these situations by having them undertake spontaneous emergency simulations during their regularly scheduled teaching sessions. These sessions are from everything from cardiac arrest on the ward, to clinical emergencies that happen within theatre, and even paediatric events in A&E. So, now you know more about this once hidden profession, but this is only the beginning. ODPs are working across the NHS and in the healthcare industry to improve the lives of our patients, our colleagues, and in our case, our students. It is a diverse and ever-expanding profession, and we would be more than happy for you to join us. Happy ODP Day.